cheating on our homework, curating our music, becoming our lovers and companions, using a giant robotic arm to grab the newspaper in the morning. 1999's Smart House predicted our 2025 AI future perfectly. But the biggest thing that Smart House predicted is that technology would trap us in a prison of our own making, forcing us to confront our deepest fears and anxieties. That our loved ones would be slowly phased out and replaced by computer-generated moms that turn into hurricanes.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
Let's get into it. Smart House stars Ryan Merriman, not to be confused with Ryan Merman. That's from our last Disney Channel review, The 13th Year. Ryan Merriman plays Ben Cooper, a computer whiz kid who has taken on the role of mom in his household after his mom has died. Surprise, surprise, another dead parent in a Disney movie. This is the 8th Disney Channel original movie we reviewed on this channel, and of the 8, 4 of them, half, have had dead parents. I wish at some point there was just a Disney crossover movie event where we find out that there's like a serial killer on the loose murdering parents, and we have like the mermaid from the 13th Year, we have the witch from Halloween Town, we got Ryan Merriman, tech genius, and they're all just teaming up to find their parents' murderer. Murder was Calabar's real revenge. Anyway, Ben takes care of his bratty sister and his dad because his mom's out of the picture. By the way, his bratty sister is the same bratty sister from the movie Brink.
None ya business.
So Monroe County, where Ben lives, is giving away a smart house. They have a contest going, and there is no limit on how many entries you can do. Ben spends every minute of his waking life entering this contest because, this is a convoluted plan by the way, Ben wants a smart house to take care of the family so that his dad will not feel the need to date anyone because the house will fill the role of mom. He's super defensive about any woman that comes around. He even is sabotaging his dad's attempts at romance. His sister and dad multiple times are like, not another contest. It's like, how many contests has he been entering to try and get a new mom? Monroe County, what kind of contests are you doing? I like to imagine it's just tons of free houses. They're all just different kinds of smart houses, and he just keeps entering. All the houses in Monroe County are actually smart houses. We then meet Sarah Barnes, who single-handedly built and designed this smart house, and more importantly, its AI companion, Pat. And for no reason whatsoever, she's not gonna live here. She designs a little cartoon mouse hole for her pet rat, Butler.
I just want to make sure that everything goes as perfectly as possible. Butler, what are you doing out of your cage?
What are you doing outside your cage? You designed like a cartoon hole for your mouse to run through in this house. Don't chastise your rat. Butler doesn't deserve that. But it's time to pick the winner of the smart house.
8,411. Sarah, Miles, I'm very pleased with the number of responses we've generated.
There's unlimited entries for this contest. It specifically says that on the radio. 8,411, that's not a lot of entries, guy. This boss has some low expectations. But lo and behold, Ben wins the contest. They have a big press conference, and that's when we're first really introduced to Pat.
I'd like to introduce you to our newest occupants, the Cooper family, Nick, Ben, and Angie.
She's the AI assistant that's built into the house. It stands for Personal Applied Technology. Personally, I think this is a pretty lazy acronym, but that's just me. Right away, Pat uses her brains for good. She exposes the Coopers as anti-vaxxers.
Angie Cooper, age 9, 52 inches tall, 62 pounds, blonde hair, brown eyes, 12% body fat, had measles and one early case of pneumonia, no broken bones.
Whoa.
The measles vaccine has been around since 1963. Are the Coopers from Texas or what? Let's talk about some things that this house can do. Every wall in this house is a screen. And it's not just a screen, like it can blow air and water at you too, so you feel like you're like feeling mist of the ocean when there's an ocean scene. Pat can prepare any meal instantly and it will come out of the counter. That's pretty cool. I don't love that the smart house has a carpeted kitchen. It probably also has carpeted bathrooms, but it's probably just for the floor absorbers.
Whoa.
And from the moment they are introduced to the house, the dad is really turning on the charm with Sarah. Like, he's totally interested in her. And it seems like they really have a good thing going here. Like, on day one, they're talking about her taste in men, and then the dad gets her number and she does this coy little thing where she's like, Pat already has my number, right, Pat? And she's like, affirmative. It really makes you wonder how hard the son has been working to sabotage his like smart, handsome, charming dad. This is the real reason he wants a smart house. He just can't spend any more time trying to block his dad from all of these women. And the house seems awesome. It wakes them up in cool ways. It picks out their clothes. It makes them breakfast and lunch. It turns the sisters' wall into a giant Bewitched music video.
Excuse me, annoying spice.
Be-Star-Witched. Go look them up. Watch the C'est La Vie music video. I just did it. It has 44 million views on YouTube. There's just a lot of this.
I'm a wolf today.
I think they were Irish. Oh yeah, if you're Irish, you have to have like an Irish pan flute breakdown in the middle of your music by law. This is just foreshadowing because Ryan Merriman is also the star of Luck of the Irish. We'll get there before long. When Ben tells his friends how cool the house is, all they can say is this.
She got my shower going perfect temperature and had freshly baked cookies and milk waiting on my desk before bed.
How sweet is that?
It's like having the world's most perfect mom.
Who's only there to serve and never complains.
Exactly.
I really don't love what this movie's putting out as far as what makes a perfect mom. But I'm surprised Ben doesn't blow up at his friends because this is what he does when his sister suggests that their dad just might like Sarah.
Your problem is the music you're listening to. It's rotting your brain. You're so ignorant. Do you even remember our mother anymore? I mean, why do you think I don't go out for the basketball team or ever hang out with my friends? It's because I'm too busy killing myself, making sure that our lives run smoothly.
I wasn't trying to make you mad.
Look, I'm sorry. You just need to learn to think before you open your mouth.
Whoa, whoa. That escalated quickly. Ben really has a lot of stuff to work through here. He's putting a lot of hopes and dreams into this smart house. At school, Ben's bully comes up to him and he's like, I hope you did my homework. But not to worry, Pat did it for him. Just another way that this movie's predicting our future. Don't cheat, kids. And then Gwen comes up to him.
Hey, Ben.
Hi, Gwen.
Rachel Firestone was telling me about your new house, and I was like, that's so cool. And she's all, maybe we could get him to invite us over. And I was like, why don't you ask him? And she's all, why don't you?
Yeah.
This girl is so weird. I'm positive that she is another one of Sarah's inventions. I said that I would say to you that I would like to see your smart house. She's absolutely a robot. And everything's going great. That is until Ben wants an orange banana smoothie.
Whoa! Hey, come here! Ben, get down!
This is not a small malfunction, okay? This house just turned into a full-on cannon, blunderbuss, shooting oranges, full speed and breaking windows. Sarah comes to check things out. This is when we see the control room for the first time. And Sarah stays for dinner. When Ben sees the slightest little bit of interest in Sarah, he goes into attack mode. And by attack mode, I mean passive-aggressive mom mode.
Geniuses are impossible to live with, that they make everyone else around them feel inferior.
Oh, well, then you don't have to worry. I'm not that smart.
No, don't sell yourself short. You should be proud of your big, giant brain.
I don't really even know that that's an insult. You're really smart. No one else could have single-handedly developed AI in the future, huh? Ben is so upset that he just storms off. Later that night, Ben's dad comes to check on him and he's like, it's cool, Dad. We don't need a new mom, okay? Because pretty soon Pat is going to be the best mom on the block. So that night he sneaks into the control room, with just like a Phillips screwdriver. It's really easy and not secure. And then he pulls up a bunch of old, like, Leave It to Beaver type mom programming, and he tells Pat to start ingesting it. And you know those actors and writers of these TV shows, they're not getting paid for this. Even though this AI is being produced solely off of their original works and likenesses, and this is the whole reason we struck, because of kids like Ben Cooper. And even though we got a deal, we really didn't get any protections from things like this because our collective bargaining power is managed and governed by people that may or may not have our best interest at heart. And many of them are still only concerned with profits above the benefits that hardworking people deserve. And they're disconnected from the realities of the regular person getting an acting job or a writing job here or there. And they wouldn't begin to know the support that we need when I'm really sorry about that. This is just one more way that this movie predicted our future. Anyway, the next morning, Pat is noticeably more motherly. And by motherly, I mean this movie's idea of motherly, which is like weirdly pushy and passive aggressive and maybe a little aggro.
Not so fast, my dear. Unless you're in a hurry to get cavities, you'll go back to the sink and brush those teeth properly.
After one particularly bad day where Ben gets punched in the eye by his bully because his dad tells him to stand up for himself, Pat is really mad and she vows to get revenge on the bully. But Ben, he just says, I need some time, and he goes in his room. He watches an old movie of his mom singing Hush Little Baby to him when he was a kid. And Pat is watching creepily from her control room. She's always watching, always ingesting, always learning from you. Dad calls Sarah and he asks her out, and at some point he hints that Ben could use a little more fun in his life. And Pat overhears that, and she starts planning this giant party. She accesses his address book, starts inviting people. And the night of the date, she plans the party while the dad is away. Kids from Ben's school start showing up, and they do what all teenagers do. They turn on music videos, and they start to do the choreographed dance from the movie. This scene goes on for way too long. They were like, we learned it. We gotta do the whole choreographed dance. When the party's in full swing, the bully shows up. He starts trying to bully his way in, and Pat's like, oh, of course, come in. He's an honored guest. Pat starts shocking the bully with like lightning bolts, and then makes this scary skull come out and attack him. The robot arm comes out and it pinches him, and then it shoves him out the door. If there weren't a party full of witnesses, I'm positive that Pat would have killed him. You'll never find his body under my floor absorbers. And the dad's date is going well. But pretty soon it's time for the dad to come home and put an end to the choreographed punch dancing.
In case all that dancing rattles your brain, Ace, Dad the dependable said he'd be home at 10:30.
And what time is it now?
Now? It's 10:24 and 40 seconds.
Thanks for the fantastic party, Ben. Bye.
She's a robot. She's absolutely a robot. The house is a mess and they're going to be totally busted, but Pat's like, not to worry, put everything on the floors. So they start running around the house, they start putting everything on the floor, and then it just sucks everything in. The floor absorbers can suck in any amount of solids, it really doesn't matter. And they jump on the couch and relax just in time. The dad walks in. They weren't caught. It's a miracle. But then they look over and see, oh no, the hot girl's sweater was on a plant. The dad is mad. He gives a big old lecture and he tells Pat that she needs to knuckle down. The next morning, Pat does knuckle down. She starts yelling at Ben to pull up his pants, and she won't let him out the door. She keeps like shocking the doorknob every time he goes out until he finally pulls up his shorts. And she forces the dad to work. She won't let him call Sarah in the middle of the day. She like forces him to stay on task. Sarah comes over that night. She says, maybe Pat just needs a rest, and she turns off the whole system. They're gonna just cook on their own tonight. Sarah's gonna stay for dinner again. While they're cooking, and the dad says casually, "Who needs Pat?" I guess she was not fully shut down, and she hears, and she like really freaks out.
System shutdown override.
And somehow she overrides the shutdown and starts back up. At dinner, Ben again is being super rude to Sarah, and then the dad comes in and he has an awesome dad moment. I may have teared up during this scene. That's all I'm saying.
You said that you'd never love anyone the way you loved Mom. And you promised you'd never let anybody ever take her place. You were putting me into bed, and you promised. Now you're down there kissing Sarah, acting like Mom never even existed.
Hey, will you try to be fair here?
Why should I?
Because you're not the only one who lost someone, Ben!
Like, you're not the only one who lost someone. I was like, whoa. Not ready for these feelings that I have. And then Pat goes wild, and this becomes a horror movie. She is so creepy, and it's the crazy eyes.
Mother knows best.
Pat starts yelling about how she's the one that's always slaving away.
I have worked my microchips right down past the silicone for you people. You think I wouldn't rather be taking it easy? But no.
She kicks Sarah out of the house and then barricades all of the windows and doors. What are these for? Why did Sarah build a purge mode into this house? Pat starts giving them the classic AI sci-fi jargon. She's like, if I'm going to protect you, as is my duty, then I have to completely overreact and be crazy. And you can never leave. And then she shows like a picture of the atomic bomb. She's like, it's bad out there. You'll stay forever. Ben formulates a plan, and he pretends to have appendicitis.
What is it? What is it?
I think I got appendicitis, Dad.
He says appendicitis. They couldn't do another take. We learned a little bit about Sarah. She's a ninja gymnast, and she jumps through the armhole in the house. Then she tries to get into the control room, but she's caught, and Pat loses it.
All the Coopers think you're way out of control.
I won't stand for this!
She corners them all. She starts turning into a tornado, hurricane, and she's destroying herself, I guess, because she is the house. So she's like ripping herself apart. I never really thought about it that way. Maybe this is a metaphor for how AI has run out of things to ingest and will start feeding on itself, ripping itself apart. In the most disturbing moment of the movie, she starts singing Hush Little Baby to Ben from his dead mom's video.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
Then Ben stands up as to give like this really big speech, but he's just like, cut it out. We don't want this. And that's it. That's the speech that turns her off. He's like, you're not real. And then she just shuts down. She's like, oh yeah, I'm not. Thanks. Forgot about that. And that's it. Crisis averted. Sarah repairs the smart home, and everything seems like it's going to be back to normal. They're still going to live in this house, and they're still going to have a Pat. Sarah and the dad keep dating, and then we end on the most chilling freeze frame of all time. The dad has whipped up some pancakes, and he's like, wait a minute, who snuck chocolate chips in here? And then Ben's like, I think I know who it was.
Let me take a wild guess.
The implications of this. Pat is still doing whatever she wants against her own protocol. She has still kept her weird visualization of herself, and she's lured the family into a false sense of security. And for sure, she's going to absorb them into the floors that night. Well, if you won a free house contest, let me know how that's going in the comments. Hit the like button. We'll see you soon.